What's up, everybody? It's me, San Martin, and I am doing a late vlog because why not? And plus, it was very hard to get a hold of and get him here because he's a very busy man. But you guys are going to want to wait to see and find out who this man is. But just wait for it. Just give us a second.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, I just want to introduce you to somebody that is going to be very important here, very short. And it's really honestly a big deal. I mean, in most cases this morning, I was actually talking to the community or to our vlogcasters or even Eric this morning. I was like, I really don't even know what the Justice of Peace does. What does he do? And Eric's like, judge. So without further ado, tell everybody who you are and what makes you famous.
Well, lots of things make me famous, but my name is Andy Jolley, and I'm currently running for Prescott Justice of the Peace, which is what I always tell people is Justice of the Peace is where the normal, everyday people interact with the social justice system. Most people don't have to go to Superior Court, which is a good thing, but almost everyone comes through Justice Court. Justice Court is you have a small dispute with your neighbor, you have a traffic ticket, you have eviction proceedings, you own some residencies or you're getting evicted, and also you can be married by the Justice of the Peace. So most everyone at some point will come through the Justice Court system, and that's where we interact.
Wow, it's so crazy that this is an actual elected position. I mean, obviously, this is the reason why you're here. There's so much that the community doesn't really know, and sometimes they don't even actually be a part of anything that's happening in this type of level of election time. But it's now happening, and the prior Justice of the Peace, Judge Savona,
Yeah,
is he's like, I'm done, I'm retiring.
Good for him.
And yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
And he's been in the system for a very long time. Tell everybody a little bit about your experience. And just FYI, guys, if you guys want to find out more about him, it's actually scrolling underneath the bottom here. We actually put out a couple of fun facts about him. But tell everybody why you are wanting to actually be in this position.
Well, a couple of interesting things that you brought up there. Prescott Justice of the Peace isn't just Prescott. It's Prescott, Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, all the way out past Paulden, all the way past Prescott Valley to about, I always say about to where the new Maverick is, to about Country Club out there. It also goes south of Prescott a little bit towards Will Hoyt and Skull Valley. So it's a lot bigger than you think it is. People always say, oh, I can't vote for you, I live in Prescott Valley. No, Prescott Valley is voting for me. Let's talk about that. Also, I always tell people this position is really thought of, or a lot of people remember this as Judge Markham's position. This was Judge Markham 6 years ago. Judge Markham retired. Judge Savona and I were the two finalists. And in that one, it wasn't an election. It was an appointment by the board because Judge Markham retired midterm. We sat next to each other at the hearing. I've worked very closely with Judge Savona over the last 6 years. I actually work kind of for Judge Savona. I volunteer as a civil traffic hearing officer. So I actually hear cases for Judge Savona and make rulings on them on certain types of on civil traffic cases. I've been trained by the Department of the Courts and actually hear the evidence and make decisions. So I'm already kind of started the process there. Judge Savona is now retiring. He was, like you said, he was with the city of Prescott for a long time before that.
Very long time.
Yeah, and so now it's my turn. Here I come. My thought or my position on this election is that experience matters, and my experience speaks for itself. I have a lot of experience. I always kind of say this is my wheelhouse. People are coming into my wheelhouse with the Justice of the Peace position. This is where I spend most of my time in the lower courts. I'm a prosecutor. I've been a prosecutor for 12 years. I'm weird because I also do defense work, and I've done defense work for 14 years. So I've done both. I've also represented victims and helped victims through their problems. And that's a big part of this.
Yeah.
Every aspect of the justice court system I've done 2 civil jury trials, that's very strange. Civil jury trials in justice court are very, very rare, and I've done it twice. So I've done a lot of DUI jury trials and a lot of other things, but civil jury trials are very rare. Justice court handles civil matters under 10 grand.
Wow, this is okay. So the great part about this is that obviously you live in Prescott, Arizona. Is that right? You live in
Correct.
Prescott, Arizona, and the thing is that you have a practice here that has been up and going for how many years now in the Prescott area?
Yeah, so I moved to Prescott in 2007 with my wife, and my wife had a connection to town, and we decided this is where we wanted to live and start our careers and raise our family. And all three of my kids were born here. All three of my kids go to school here. My wife is actually a school teacher here as well. So this is it for us. This is where we've laid down our roots, and we love it here. We're not going anywhere. My career, I started out with the public defender's office, and then I went into private practice, and then I opened up my own firm, and then my own firm turned into a much bigger firm called the Prescott Law Group that I'm the founder of, and that's where I currently work. And there's three of us there, and we've done very well since we opened in 2013.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a big deal. I mean, and I know that you're focused completely on the justice of the peace for this reason. We're here. We're wanting to let you guys know that we're trying to get him elected as the justice of the peace. But the reason why I actually really would love to go ahead and know more about who you are and what kind of makes you tick. I mean, there's so many things that you do for the community. Not only, I mean, I'm going to let you actually express to everybody what you do for the community, but tell everybody kind of what do you have and what are you involved in our community?
Well, you're going to hear something crazy about me, which this, but one crazy thing about me is I actually own a small ice cream shop.
Yes.
And I always tell people it was my midlife crisis. I told my wife I'm either going to buy a BMW or open an ice cream shop. And the ice cream shop won out. But it's a fun thing that I do. I really enjoy it. And it helps me give back to the community because I hire teenagers. A lot of kids who work for me, it's their first job.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud to say that several of my employees have gone on to very successful careers. One flies fighter jets. One, I don't know exactly what he does, but the government called me and had to talk to me so he could get top secret clearance. I have no idea where he is or what he's doing, but he's done very well. I have two that went to college down. One went to the University of Alabama, and one went to Louisiana State, LSU. And they were Prescott High kids who went on to big universities. Several go to ASU and U of A and stuff like that. And then the kids that are coming in, they're all good kids, and I enjoy giving back to them. I want my kids to work there someday, but they're not there quite yet. Maybe your kids can work there. Yeah.
She would love that.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because Kiki doesn't really like sweets. It's kind of
weird.
That'll be a perfect person for the job. So they don't eat all the
give her
product.
some fruit ones. Yeah.
We don't see all the product. No, she loves the fruit ones. But so this is a very big deal for you. I mean, obviously your family has to be more involved than most, because of the fact is that you now are on the campaign trail. You're doing a lot of work, like a lot of work. I mean, just to even get you in the office, that's the reason why we're doing a late time afternoon vlogcast. But I mean, like, go through a normal day for you.
A normal day, there's no such thing for me anymore. One of the things that I also do in the community that a lot of people know me from this, and I appreciate this, is I coach youth sports. I'm very involved with youth sports. I coach Little League. I also coach fall baseball, Rebels baseball, and I also coach YMCA basketball. So throughout the year, I'm just dealing with all these different kids, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy having the kids. I enjoy the competition. I think it teaches kids a lot of good stuff. So right now we're in Little League season. So I'm doing a lot of that. Normal day too, I try very hard to work on my campaign for at least part of the day. I'm making a lot of phone calls on Saturdays. I'm going out and I'm trying to talk to people. I want people to get to know me so that they know that when they're voting for me, who they're voting for. Going back, experience matters. It matters that I know how the process works. It matters that I know how this court operates. I've also appeared in justice courts in 8 Arizona counties. So not only do I know how Prescott Justice Court works, I know how other justice courts works. And what I'd like to do is bring the things that I like about some of the other courts into Prescott, and also keep the tradition of Judge Markham and even back to Judge Keebler and Judge Savona, keep it going. I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but there are some things that I've done in other courts that I think would work very well here to help the community. Be part of the community.
Well, the best part about it is that, when it comes down to these positions and it comes down to actually having people in service for our community, I think that there is no better person than you to go ahead and have that position. And I don't say it because I'm biased. It's more or less is because you actually have and also talk with me as a human, not as a person of, oh my gosh, is this San Martin, And I really did appreciate Judge Savona and you as well as for that. So that's the reason why I stepped up. Not to mention is because when you talk about experience does matter. And when we are talking about our citizens of the community, you are a part of the community. So ultimately, your goal will not to go ahead and try to, seek out destruction of our community, but it's a big role to play. So I really do appreciate all you have. How can anybody support you out there?
Website, jollyforprescott.com is my website. I'm on social media, Jolley for Prescott as well. If anybody has any questions, wants to know something, even if it's not something about me, it's a question about the Justice Court. I can't answer questions about specific cases, obviously, but email me, amby@jollyforprescott.com, and I will email back. And if I call you and leave you a message or knock on your door, be nice to me.
And it's a really simple task, and it's coming up. When is the election time?
It's going to be a primary election. There are 2 other candidates. So on August 2nd is the actual election day. Prior to that, the ballots will start rolling out in July. We're going to be in the 4th of July parade. We're going to be out in Prescott Valley at the Prescott Valley Days Parade on May 4th or 5th, I think. We'll just be getting out there, getting to know people. And also, my last name is Jolley. So I'll be passing out Jolly Ranchers. I'm going to flood the county with Jolly Ranchers. That's easy to remember.
There's no other way that we would like to go ahead and be in remembrance of Andy Jolley. Yeah. So if you guys are going to be out there and you're going to be, who all can actually vote? Everybody in Yavapai County or everybody in this district?
It has to be within the precinct. So Prescott Valley, but it doesn't have to be in the city or out of the city, either one. So if you live in county just outside Prescott or just outside Chino, you're still in this precinct. So if you just draw a circle kind of around Prescott Valley, Chino Valley up to Paulden, down to Skull Valley and back, anybody who lives in that circle can. So if you live in Cottonwood, sorry, you can't. But if you live anywhere in that circle, you can.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here first on the PrescottTimes.com. And this is the reason why we do it, is because we want to make sure that everybody knows what is going on. If you guys want to know about more what's happening in our area, go to the PrescottTimes.com and you will go ahead and find out all this information. We are going to be releasing a press release tomorrow morning on this amazing gentleman that is running for Justice of the Peace. So with that being said, I'm out of here. If you want to share with them one more last quote of anything.
I just want to say thanks to San Martin. You do a lot for this community too, and I really appreciate you and love being here with you. This is great.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. And without further ado, I'm out of here. The day is over. This man thought his day was over, or he thought he was going to get a little work.
It's just getting started.
Yeah, this is just getting started. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Have a beautiful rest of the afternoon, guys. And if you like what he's doing, show support and vote for him. We'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.